the world gets invaded by giant black Pringles. Is all I can really say
That
on
sounds
that.
stupid. Because
It's not stupid. No, it's
I'm
not.
imagining
They,
Pringles that
they
are
li
black, like firing
the
lasers.
spaceships are shaped like Pringles, right? And the film doesn't look like an invasion movie as such. These big potato chips, I'm gonna call them potato chips just to piss you off, man. These big potato chips, they land in all over the globe, and they've got their own language. And basically, it's this translator's job to go up into the Pringle and talk to them. And that looks pretty good. That looks okay.
Why didn't we just nuke it?
Looks like a bit of no, because that's what you see in all the films. You see that general is like, "Gotta do this, Mr. President."
Yeah, because that's
They're
what
a
you would do
threat.
in real life.
I guess we probably would end
You'll
up,
do
wouldn't
that
we?
thing from Contact where you do like the duh, nah, nah, nah. You remember that?
Fucking Contact, man.
You'll
Oh
do
my
that,
god.
and then the aliens don't reply, so then you
Don't
just
they
nuke
end
it.
up going to a fucking another
She goes
planet?
through like a portal or
And
some
it's really colourful, yeah,
and she
something like
speaks
that.
to God.
Oh no, that's the film where one of them breaks and is like, "Oh, there's another one over here, guys."
Yeah.
What? It's really important. One thing is there's also another big one of it in like, is it Antarctica? I don't even fucking know. It's just weird because it's kind of really similar to Interstellar, and it's also got Matthew McConaughey in it. Ooh, trenches and stuff. This
I
looks
swear
nice.
that doesn't she end up speaking to God or something?
It's God or some extraterrestrial fourth dimensional thing. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched that.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Abyss? Do you ever watch The Abyss? God, that's a friggin' long movie.
Yeah.
I used to love it though. It's a lot of like, it's a really well-made underwater. I guess like a bit of like a psychological slow burning thing. And then there's aliens at the end. So, like they're going to the aliens.
You know a better film?
I just remember the bit. I remember the bit where James. Is it James Caan? I'm fairly certain it's James Caan. Has to suck that shit into his lungs, like breathing this liquid that has oxygen in it, and that used to freak me the fuck out. The idea of that, like breathing, like not actually breathing, just got this like fucking jam in your lungs.
Well, you breathe it in, but then I guess once you breathe it into your lungs and you drown yourself in it, you continue to breathe like you normally would.
I guess it's like being in the. I think they equate it to being in the womb or something like that, like amniotic fluid.
But I mean, like once you start, once you get it in your lungs, you start breathing, but you
fucking creepy though. That like shit me up as a kid, shit me up. But
it's a weird thing to get freaked out.
And then he goes super low down, and then he goes into that little place where the aliens then create this little pocket of air, and they show him that they're not they're gonna. Is it called tsunamis and just wipe out humanity? And they show him. They basically like use the radio to talk to him.
Yeah.
Bits of voices, I think, and they show them all the atrocities that the human race commits, and that's their reasoning for.
Oh,
which is like at this point now, it's kind of something that's overdone in Aliens. Like we're coming to mess you guys up because you guys are self-destructive.
You do remember Q, right?
Remember what?
Q.
Q?
Q from Star Trek. No? It's like the first
I'm only
episode.
on season 3.
It's like
first episode, yes.
Episode.
Yeah.
And he's like,
but remember, I started watching Next Generation. Yes. I started watching Next Gen, and then I stopped after watching a couple of episodes because I didn't like it at first. I'm only on season 3 at the moment, by the way. I've slowed down on it a bit.
Yeah, okay.
It's good, and it's good. It's good. That's what I'll say.
It's good, but
it's not binge-worthy like new stuff. It's not. Yeah, I find it harder to binge watch it. I've got Westworld right now, and
yeah, you can totally binge watch Westworld.
I can't watch but I've got other programs on at the moment, and and with all the lack of time, I guess South Park, Star Trek has taken a bit of a backseat for now.
Yeah.
What is there? There's Westworld. Take it good. I guess actually I'm watching a couple of things that you're not going to watch or watching at all, like American Horror.
Nope. It's too scary.
This new season is a lot. I think it's like I like American Horror Story for what it is. It's a bit campy sometimes, but this new season is actually really well made, really good. And then Exorcist, which is really Exorcist. Exorcist is really good. I really like Exorcist. like a lot. All it needs is some Constantine in there, and it'll be great. Like it'll be perfect. But the show is actually really well shot. The acting's great. The story's really good. Basically, right, in The Exorcist, the TV show,
yeah,
it follows on from the film, which I don't know if you've seen or not, Space.
I have actually seen The Exorcist.
Okay, fair enough. Oh god, am I getting shot from that windmill there?
We have taken objective Charlie.
Where are you? I wanna find where you are. And there's this shit going on. This girl in this family, and it's got Gina Davis as the mum, and she is old. I haven't seen her in many things recently. Like, you know who she is, right? Thelma and Louise lady.
No.
I think she may have at some point had surgery, and it's made to look older if she has. Like, it's not. I don't know why people
We are losing objective
do it.
So
But
she surgeryed her face and it made her look grotesque.
no, that's not what I'm saying. It just she looks odd, basically. She looks odd. It's odd. Odd
fake,
is the word I
like
would
one of those
use.
sort of fake.
She does look a bit fake, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, their daughter is slowly being possessed by this guy who's like, you've just got to say yes and then all the pain will be over.
Yeah.
And the family finally realizes she's possessed. In fact, this is only by episode 4, so they slowly start to suspect.
Spoilers.
And which it's...
You know.
Spoilers, yeah,
We
okay.
have lost objective.
They slowly start to suspect, but I think anyway, it's something bigger. There are events happening all around where people are being possessed and they are killing people and harvesting their organs ready for this summoning. All while the Pope from the Vatican is coming to visit this part of fuck, where is I don't know where it's set, God knows. Wherever the Pope is coming from the Vatican, and the poster of him, it just says he is coming, right? Posters up all around the town they're in, and it's he is coming, and not in that sexual way. It's really ominous. It's a picture of the Pope from the back with his red robe, and he's got this white, and the red is this really rich, vibrant, bloody red, and he's got his white little cap on, and it just looks really fucking ominous. And I think that's the point. And if that's the case, it's really well done, this poster, and it's like, I guess, foreboding, and it's a bit of a red flag or a red cape or whatever the Pope wears. But all these events are happening, and I think, like, basically this girl, she's still herself, but she's also basically seeing this old man who, as time goes on, his suit and his face, he's making her do things. His suit and his face gets more and more burnt and stuff and fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's slowly taking control of her, and she's puking and shit. Oh, that tree just fell down. Nice.
We have taken objective apples.
You know, I struggle to enjoy things like that because I know people actually believe that stuff happens in real life.
Yeah, I know.
My dad was watching a show earlier about possessions, and some dude goes around and like fights demons and stuff.
Oh my god. I already feel sick.
He's talking about his own kid became possessed one time.
Don't.
Speaking. Yeah, they prayed and stuff and did all that sort of stuff, but he doesn't believe in God, but he still prayed though, and that got rid of the demon. But, and he used holy water, gay. But he doesn't believe in God though. But he blessed the water. Like, I don't care if you believe in God or not, but if you're gonna believe in demons, like, honestly,
that's retarded, man.
That's what the mythos that they're from, and the fact that you're using scripture to fight it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're quoting the Bible, mate.
And this, like, Exorcist is like, I have a feeling anyway. I hope there's going to be a second season. I hope it's going to be a couple of season gig kind of thing. As it were. Oh god, tank. But it centers on this family and this Hispanic priest in his small parish, and then there's this British priest who has been at this point exonerated. Is that the word I'm looking for? No. No, that's not.
What?
Oh, not exiled either. a priest when he fucks up. Like he fucks up an exorcism. This boy. You know how like in the previous film, the girl's neck. I don't know how it happens. Somehow. Excommunicated. That's the one. The girl's face turns a 360 round, and then she stabs herself multiple times in horrible place, and she's still alive by the end. When they get rid of the demon, she's still alive. But in the so she's fine somehow. But in the first episode of The Exorcist, this British priest, he messes up, and this little boy, the demon, just pulls his head to the side, and he doesn't even get like a 180, and the boy's neck just snaps and he dies. So this priest he goes to like this priest's home, I guess, like for I don't know. Anyway, him and the Hispanic priest try to get permission from the Pope and the Vatican to do an exorcism because they know this girl's fucked up. She's at the cross, and this girl keeps pushing into her. She's being a bit too in her face. So as she's running away, she uses the the power that's possessing her to snap this girl's leg the wrong way around. It's fucking gross. I can't remember what else she does. The mum starts to suspect, so she doses the water at the dinner table with holy water, and she watches her daughter drink it, and she looks at her suspiciously, way too suspiciously, like take a fucking chill pill and just wait a second, Jesus Christ. But nothing happens. And then the girl, like, they have dinner, they finish dinner and stuff, and then the girl rushes to the bathroom and pukes up all this green shit.
Wow. Like,
the demon's been holding this holy water in her stomach and probably burning from the inside. Just to keep on this facade a little longer. I think, anyway, what they're going for, if this is going to be a couple of season thing, it feels like there's something happening where they're going to be trying to summon either a really powerful demon or some hell on earth shit, like something from Hellblazer. That's what it feels like, because there's all this shit going on. The Pope, I have a feeling these demons in hell are working together, and they're trying to possess people, and they're trying to get all these organs like genitals and hearts and lungs and shit like that for this ritual to raise something or someone or something, and I think the Pope is going to be possessed. I think. That's what I'm feeling anyway.
Well, that would be bad. The Pope.
Yeah. Like the British priest and this his friend, they basically suspect that the Vatican's been tainted. Somebody's in there, not a rat, but like demons have actually wormed their way basically into the Vatican. So it's really good.
Are you like just
considering
there's
so many?
You just have it as default, like every day you have to take a cup full of holy water and you get watched by
I suppose so, because they really believe it, and in this universe demons exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a good way of getting around that, wouldn't it? But if a demon can then hold it in its stomach for however long.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like you watch them like for an hour.
Monitor them, yeah. But her skin's like by episode 4, her skin's all fucked on her neck. And they all thought it was going to be the other sister because she's weaker. The other sister was basically driving back from her ballet practice with her friend, this female friend, and they were confessing their love for each other, and then they had a car crash and the friend died just as they were like confessing their love for each other. And then that sister becomes really upset and depressed, and that's like the whole thing about demons preying on weakness in people and shit like that. Basically.
Sounds like a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Like don't poltergeists attach themselves usually to children and people who are depressed or angry.
Yeah. But I don't know how it's going to affect the story, but the dad is basically suffering from, I believe, is like early onset dementia. He forgets
really
words.
Up family, huh?
It's a great family.
Everyone's miserable. All got something wrong with them.
And there's like loads of hints that the mum's never really been around or some shit like that, and like the kids are surprised. They're like, "Holy shit, mum, you're cooking for us? What the fuck?" Basically. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where are you, by the way? I'm gonna try and follow you.
Butter.
Butter?
Butter.
I can't believe it's actually butter.
I can believe it.
What else? Speaking of demons, actually, I'm pretty sure Ash vs Evil Dead season 2 has already started,
No,
right?
I haven't even finished season 1. I don't think I
Oh yeah, you
will.
did. I only like it because of Ash. Like the other characters aren't.
I don't know. Started off, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into this, but I just don't like this Mexican or whatever dude. Is he Mexican? What is he?
Well, they're just that's what I'm saying. The two. I don't know if he is. I
can
think
live
so.
with him. It's the women I don't like, but maybe that's just because I'm sexist. I don't know. Her character's just weird. I think.
I just don't like either of the support characters, really.
No, I don't like either of them, but I find her attitude towards what's going on is really strange. Like
I can't even remember what she looks like, actually, to be honest. I'm picturing somebody completely different
Ash
right
and the
now.
Mexican dude, sort of, they're a little bit weird, a little bit crazy, but she isn't. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
She just reacts to everything really weird, and she just punches like people or gets really angry. But when you're in a life-death situation against this fucking crazy monster beast shit, like it's a really weird attitude to take. I guess it shows it's a very serious one, but still, it's just thought. God, I was in the fucking Matrix there. What? You know when you get tear gassed? Like it gets fucking.
Oh, okay, it's slow-mo, yeah. Is there supposed to be a new Matrix film at some point?
Wasn't
Am I thinking that right?
I hope
rumors about
the Wachowskis. The films are questionable now.
I can't even. The Matrix, I guess they did, and then the sequels, which
they've done a bunch of like indie films. Don't ask me to call the name. It's on IMDb, and most of them
indie films.
Well, not indie, but like they're not big films.
What did they do? I can't even remember.
And
Jupiter Ascending was the pilot.
They've not been. Jupiter Ascending was their latest big one, and they've not been. None of them been received very well. They're all being kind of looked down upon.
What did they do? It wasn't Kick-Ass. It wasn't. No. It was something like that. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, I'm thinking of. I was thinking for a moment. What's the film with all the girls in the skirts in the asylum? Sucker Punch. Oh, that film sucks. Saint Trinity. No, it's Sucker Punch. But that's what's his name? It's the guy who has done the recent
Snyder.
Batman, Superman. Zack Snyder. That's it. Film was fucking cool.
It wasn't a bad film. It just wasn't very good either.
Yeah. No, what I.
Return to the combat area.
Uh-oh. I'm not in a combat area.
For the life of me, I can't. For the life of me, I can't remember what they did.
But I'm saying, like, they have made a bunch of films, and they've all been like under the radar and just kind of shitty. And then, so I hope they don't make another one because it's not going to turn out well. I mean, the first one was alright. The first one was pretty good. The rest.
Yeah, first one's more than alright.
I say alright for most things. It's a sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign of approval. The rest.
Is Moon alright, or is Moon more than alright? Just alright. What the fuck?
No, but
the roads.
You know what I'm saying? I say. This is how I say it. I go. The Matrix is alright. It's pretty good at the same time. It's like
pretty good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Never. This film was perfect, or this film was amazing.
No, because it's never going to be perfect. One thing about humanity is that we're always searching for perfection. And we're never going to get it. Got all philosophical there. Oh. No film's ever going to be perfect.
Who are you shooting at? Where am I getting shot from? What is going on?
Have you watched a film where you can't criticize in any way?
Ooh. You know, right, okay. This could be hard, but I'm gonna try. I would say that Fight Club is very hard to criticize for what it is.
Is there anything
What is bad about Fight Club? What? No, but can you think of anything? Anything?
I've only watched the film once.
Acting is great.
You're gonna have to.
The cinematography is great.
Yeah.
The story is great.
But is there any issues with any of it? Is there a continuity issue? Is there nothing? Anything?
Oh, that kind of stuff. I don't know, but
No, it's
I
got to be
don't
anything.
believe so.
Anything that doesn't make it perfect. Because perfect is a strong word. I mean, it means there's no faults in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Which is like crazy.
No, I'm not saying perfect, but I mean like a. Man, I'm managing to hold off B by myself here. I turned right. I'm a medic, so I've got like the is it the semi-automatic gun? Oh, and I'm dead. And I felt a guy shooting me from behind. I turned around and shot once blindly, and somehow got a headshot. Well, I would like to call that skill, but it was blind luck.
Okay.
What else is like okay, not perfect, but like a film that is very hard to like. I think Fight Club is deservedly almost uncriticisable.
The best film ever made.
Not the best film ever made, but it's really good.
The best film ever made.
Apparently, The Godfather. No, Shawshank Redemption.
That's not
according
true.
to IMDb anyway,
That's
which I
not
do not.
right.
I liked it. Have you seen it though? It's good.
Some of it.
It's a nice story, and it's shot nicely. It's Frank Darabont, so it's the guy who made The Green Mile and The Mist.
Oh yeah.
So too, like he's done loads of Stephen King adaptations, and then he got Walking Dead as well. Well, until now he's suing them though, because he's not received enough money from the franchise or something like that.
Well, that's great.
Although to be fair, I feel like when he was actually in charge, it felt, even though he had a part of season 2, and then season 2 was taken away, I think, and it was dragged on a bit. I feel like the show was a bit more high class, maybe a little bit more high class. Like it had a little bit more of a, an auteur edge to it. And now it's just sort of like EastEnders in the apocalypse in a way. Sometimes. Speaking of which, actually, isn't that supposed to have started like now? I don't want any spoilers. Walking Dead, yeah. I swear it was supposed to be like the 23rd, and we're gonna finally find out who got their fucking skull beaten.
It's clearly gonna be
Rickety Rick, little Rick, get rickety wrecked. Clearly gonna be Coral. No, I don't know. If they go for the I don't think they're gonna go for Glenn because it's Glenn that gets his face smushed in the comic books.
Well, they already tried to kill Glenn. Didn't work out.
Yeah, and then they showed you all of the bits where Glenn's looking at people who have clearly been beaten to death with a baseball bat in the pictures. And I'm pretty sure they also teased the idea of Glenn getting beaten by a baseball bat previously as well at some point. Threatened with a baseball bat. Hopefully they'll do Neegan justice, and hopefully King Ezekiel will be good as well, because King Ezekiel, I really enjoyed reading the books, like a lot more than the TV show anyway. I do enjoy the TV show to an extent, but the comics are actually really good.
I can't stand reading things anymore.
Oh man, that's a shame.
I just can't do it.
I'm really enjoying Dogtown.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's got to really hold my attention, otherwise I just can't do it. I'd rather just watch something.
Oh, sorry. We talked, like, looping all the way back around.
Yeah.
Dark Tower. I did find a little bit online where I found out that the film is not following the first book, and possibly not following the entire series as a whole, and it might be, like, Stephen King, they've not confirmed it as such, at least according to this video, but it's sort of like either following the events after the fucking entire story of the books, or something to that extent, which I hope that's not the case, because that's as far as I know. Don't tell me anymore.
I'm not gonna say anything. I haven't told you anything yet. So no. It's either what?
It's not a direct adaptation, and the first book's really good, but it's got the Man in Black in it, and the Man in Black, like the whole thing of the first book is the Man in Black.
It's not a direct adaptation, but it's not out of canon or out of. I hate using my canon. It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. But I just hope it's good, and I'm sure it will be. Like, they're hoping to get the film out there, and if it does well, more films and TV show.
Oh, nice.
And whatever, and there's always the comics. There's always the comics as well. I already thought
it and know more about the story, because otherwise I'm never gonna.
I actually thought it would have been. good as a Netflix or HBO special anyway.
God,
Also,
Zeph.
another thing in terms of like pop culture and shit like that. Have you seen, like, I've seen a few pictures of John Bernthal, is it, as the Punisher with his beard as well, for the 2017 series.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Speaking of Netflix Marvel's originals, I have still not finished Luke Cage. That's also taking a backseat at the moment.
I haven't watched a single
I got to
episode.
episode 7.
It doesn't interest me.
I got to episode 7. It's a good, like, it's good and it's okay.
Yeah.
But something happens by episode 6 or 7. Well, everyone's seen it. It's already out. Like, by this point,
Spoiler alert.
like, basically, well,
Luke Cage.
the main villain, Cottonmouth, he gets Shreked by his cousin, who's this lady who's in politics, and she hits him on the back of the head with a the back of his head with a champagne bottle or some sort of alcohol glass bottle, heavy glass bulb, and then pushes him out of the window, and then goes downstairs. And you know those things that they have in cinemas and in events and stuff like that? They're just poles that often have
the rope.
The rope that you pull out of them, and they're weighted at the bottom. They've basically got like strong weight, like heavy weights at the bottom. She beats him to death with that, and now she is the main villain. I remember seeing a status by somebody on Facebook where he said,
"What the fuck?"
Where he said that like Luke Cage was almost perfect, a really great show, until it took a nosedive because the main villain became sort of kind of boring. Like, Cottonmouth is like really menacing, and he beats people to death with his bare hands. And now I don't know how to feel about the fact that it's basically a corrupt politician who is now the villain, and how there's not going to be a how's this
the main villain and replace it with a villain who isn't established or who isn't interested?
She's established. She's not in as much.
I mean, established as a villain. Like she hasn't beaten people to death.
She's working with him, but only for her own political gains. And now she finally, like, in the start of that episode, the guy who plays Juice in Sons of Anarchy, you know, the guy who gets raped in prison. Yeah, the butt rape guy. It's him, and he tells her at the start of the episode, you're gonna eventually like do something, you're gonna snap, and you're gonna be good at it, or some shit like that. And then at the end of the episode, it's like she took that to heart or some shit. And then she like hits him over the head with a bottle.
But I'm saying like,
and that's that. So that's why
she's not established herself as a villain. She hasn't done anything.
She's just laundering money, basically. Well, not laundering money, but she's like finding money through her cousin, basically, in dirty ways, essentially. Oh my god. Otherwise, the show's cool, but that's what's put me off continuing to watch it. That's why I've been watching so much Bob's Burgers recently. It's easy, it's 20 minutes, and I'm enjoying it more than Family Guy. Speaking of which, we didn't get to talk about the new Family Guy episodes and how it was really weird.
What, the Trump?
I don't really know where Seth MacFarlane stands. Like, South Park stands in the middle of the fence where they just fucking hate everyone, and I think I agree with them. They're all fucking full of shit.
Why do you care?
Hillary. Yeah, it doesn't affect me anyway, but they're all full of shit. But Seth MacFarlane, I'm not entirely sure where he stands.
I want the fourth
Trumpler. The end of the world is...
No, not the end of the world. I want the Fourth Reich. I want it to come about.
Wow. Gonna make America great again. Yeah.
I mean, I'm half-white, so they won't kill me, but I won't be a first-class citizen. I'm okay with that.
First class. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's not gonna happen there.
Why? Hillary's told me it's gonna happen.
There have been a few good points made about like how like the media in America as well is very one-sided in the whole thing, and they'll take one thing that somebody says, and then they'll generalize it, and they'll assume that because one Trump supporter said something racist that they're all like it's all about racism. Same as people did in Brexit. Like, I'm left-leaning, but because I was like slightly more geared to the idea of, I don't know, something different, I guess, something new, something that wasn't, I don't know,
you're a racist.
But yeah, like that's how people deal with it on that far side, is that if you don't agree with us, we've got the moral high ground, so you're automatically wrong and you're lumped with all of these people. It's fucking annoying that fucking happens. Like, the right wing, I think the far right are fucking dumb, and they often are racist or whatever. The far right.
The far of anything is.
But at least, like I want to say, at least they're consistent. Like the far left is crazy. Like it's all like split up everywhere.
For the greater good.
For the greater good, we've got the more high ground.
For the greater good. That
all the inconsistencies.
Fucking scares me.
All of the things that are supposed to be like.
Hear that? Fucking run.
Yeah. But all the things that are supposed to be like moving. All the things that are supposed to be against tradition and stuff like that are also traditional as fuck. Like some things, and the whole moral high ground thing, and all of the little groups inside groups that battle against each other. I don't know. Let's not talk about that anyway. But
why not?
The media is
incredibly biased here. Both of them
biased,
have good and bad points, but you tend to find that the media seems to focus on one of them with a lot of bad points.
Grabbing by the pussy is a thing that's never gonna be let go of. But Hillary, like somebody brings up something about Hillary's shit that she's in trouble for, supposed to be in trouble for, and she's just like, nah, didn't happen, or like doesn't answer the question, or like sidesteps.
In this country, she would be in jail. She.
It's kind of nuts, isn't it? Really
famous because you can sort of get away with shit.
It's like Bill Burr's bit on like the idea of just because you're the wife or even the husband of some famous sports star, could be a female footballer, could be a male footballer. Just because you're the wife or husband at some point, you can join the team. You're like fucking kicking the football from the halfway line.